Hello, it's the Jam Nation podcast with Jonesy and Amanda.
Our big announcement was announced in a big, big way.
Big way.
We announced it with Don Lane music behind it, so that's how big it's going to be.
That's pretty big, and it's a good announcement. It's not a disappointing surprise.
No.
It's one that you and I must say we're all very excited about.
Can I say what it is?
Well, that will kind of ruin the surprise, wouldn't it?
All right, but it's great. Masked Singer last night.
Yeah, what about that?
What about that?
Was it Baby Spice?
Footy over the weekend, the pre- and halftime entertainment, we talk about that. And we also go to the pub test to discuss, would you rather, as a player or as a spectator, lose by 2 points or lose by 30?
We in Australia are one of the most risk-averse nations in the world.
In terms of our parenting, we are helicopter parents, which has made our children have lack of physical ability. It's giving them anxiety. Not nowadays.
No.
Go and drink some petrol.
The tribal drum will beat for my non-helicopter parent. That's all coming up on our podcast.
Everybody online.
Right now, by the miracle of recording, we had so many requests for them to do it again.
Mistress Amanda.
Miss Keller. Amanda.
Doesn't work alone.
Wow, this is fantastic.
Her friend is in a back room making the tools of the trade.
I've heard them describe him as a drunken idiot.
Sorry, I've been drinking beer.
The legendary pirate Jonesy
What a creep.
and Amanda the actress.
Hello, Wiggles. Congratulations, Mandy. We're on the radio right now.
What is it you can't face?
Jonesy and Amanda, you're doing a great job.
You have no empathy for anyone but yourself, you giant tool.
Now's the time to hear good radio.
Sorry, a bit of a tongue twist there.
But you're an idiot.
Jonesy and Amanda are here.
It's showtime, a-holes. We're on the air.
Top of the morning to you, Amanda.
Wow. What a weekend. The AFL Grand Final was extraordinary and so close and nail-biting. And then the NRL.
Whoa.
What an incredible Grand Final.
Yeah, we're going to have to debrief about that.
Wow.
That was... What about Ezra Mann from the Broncos
I don't know
side?
all the individuals.
He was one that got those 3-try hat trick.
Yeah.
And that was at that stage I started cleaning the barbecue because I thought, okay, this is lay down misère. The
And
Broncos have got this.
I thought Queensland will be happy. They didn't get the AFL, but they'll be happy with this. And
And so good was the grand final. I watched it again yesterday afternoon, the replay of the NRL.
Just to see forensically.
Just to see how it all worked. You know, I just think Nathan Cleary is the greatest young man in the history of young men.
I was reading an article that sort of was breaking down, because I like watching it, obviously, but I don't know how their brains work. And it was just breaking down how the game went.
Yep.
And he said he looked behind him and saw that his mate with the broken shoulder down the back,
Jerome Luai.
He said, oh, God, I've got to do this now. I've got to drag the team myself. He's out.
And he did.
And
that 40-20 kick.
And he's the way he saw the field and that this opened up there and that, and I need to get him to do this and do that over there. The way that their brains work, it's really, for an outsider, that's quite extraordinary to see the matrix that they have in their heads.
But the Penrith side is just so impressive. There's a whole bit, the team just stays together. There was a bit where one of the fellas was being interviewed on the field where they were going off for half time and all the team waited till he finished, so they all walk in together. It's an amazing side. So congratulations.
Oh, absolutely. It was amazing. And we will talk about that further.
Of course, we'll unpack this further with analysis.
With more analysis.
You'll be saying, whoo!
With analysis.
And what about the AFL Grand Final? How good was that thing?
Yeah, I know. It was a great game.
And we're going to talk about the halftime, or the pre-entertainment kiss they killed.
I thought they were great. I thought the Tina Turner show was brilliant.
That was good. That was really good.
I know. I saw that on socials. They say, hey, what did you think?
Yeah.
You know, the Fox says, what do you think of the entertainment? Yeah. Don't ask people to be critical. We're lucky to be alive and have these things.
It's easier to say no than yes.
We don't deserve nice things.
No,
I thought it was great.
It was great. The only thing with the kiss thing, they missed Paul Stanley smashing up his guitar.
Gave him enough of a wind-up.
I know, Paul Stanley, everyone knows.
Guys, it's going to happen.
With the end of the show, Paul Stanley smashes up the guitar.
Yeah.
How could you miss that?
Yeah. Oh, some
missing the fat lady singing.
Or maybe some mother said, oh, my son's in the front. Here's $50 to get a close-up of the little Kiss kids in the front. They were so cute.
Kids. If I was a little kid and they said to me, here's a chance you can dress up like Kiss
and run amok.
And then run around like a mental, because there's some professional dancing kids, And then there was a bunch of ring-in kids and they were just like...
I thought it was great.
Mooning at the camera and, not mooning.
They're mooning the camera. But Gene Simmons makes that classic joke every time. He said, we love coming to Australia. We've probably got a lot of kids here.
Yeah.
I think, your kids would now be 60. They're not going to be 10-year-olds running around. Your kids would be 60. So let that trope go.
What a weekend.
It was amazing.
We have an action-packed show for you today.
Do you want to start with the Mag 7?
Well, what about this announcement? People have been coming up about this announcement.
My sister-in-law phoned me. What's the announcement?
What is the announcement?
You tell me.
What's happening?
You tell me.
I don't know.
We will
You
tell you.
me.
We'll tell you. When are we telling you? After 8 o'clock.
Okay. Is it a good announcement? It's not a surprise, is it? I feel
What
it's
do
gonna be
you
good for-
think?
Of course it's a surprise.
Have you ever met us?
It's a surprise. So don't even bother listening.
Oh, okay. Our promotions department's just gone, why do
No,
we
it's a
have
big
Jonesy?
deal. I'm quite excited about it. It's
this-
going to be great.
It will be great. I heard this great phrase the other day, and I think it should be attributed to us. It was an interviewer, and there's a duo he was talking to, and here's the phrase. It was any minute now. Don't you love when someone's going
Okay,
through their
great.
phone? Sorry, everyone. Well, you know,
Well, everyone just, if you've got other things to do.
if you've got other things to do. Oh, no, I can't
okay,
find it.
you
No,
know.
here it is. Let me find it for
Why
you.
don't I put
know,
on a
I'm going to
song?
make you wait.
I don't want to wait.
Yes, you're going to wait.
No, I'm putting a song on. 3, 2, put it on. Put an excess on
I
while
can't
Amanda
find it.
fart asses around on her phone.
Oh, permission to fart ass, sir.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Sam Nation.
Podcast.
We have for you the Magnificent 7 questions. Can you go all the way and answer all 7 questions correctly? If you do that, Amanda will say...
I've remembered the phrase.
It took you the full length of that in excess
To
song
remember
to get
it.
to it.
So if we get interviewed by someone, I'm going to use this.
Okay.
Because they asked the people, is one of you stupider than the stupid one?
Well, I think the fact that you just spent 3.5 minutes trying to find it has answered that question.
Oh, then how stupid are you? Because I'm the less stupid one of the stupid one.
I think both of us should be insulted by that.
If only we could figure out what I was saying.
Brett's in Campbelltown.
Hi, Brett.
Good morning, how are you? Jonesy,
Very
Amanda?
well,
Great,
thank
Brett.
you. Question 1, what does a thermometer measure?
Temperature.
Temperature. Haven't we had some of that?
Which...
I mean, every day we have temperature, but
Yeah,
you know
for
what I
sure.
mean, extremes.
It wasn't as extreme as I would have thought over
Oh,
the
it
weekend.
felt extreme. And there's more coming this week.
Which NFL player is Taylor Swift rumoured to be dating?
Yeah, I haven't got his name, no chance.
On the weekend, she was seen with him.
Yeah, watching his game again.
Huge Jackman
With
is out there.
Hugh Jackman,
With Blake
with
Lively.
Ryan-
Not with Blake Lively.
No, and
but-
Ryan Reynolds, they were all there watching.
In the paper, had a picture of Hugh texting. They're going, who's Hugh texting?
It was me, I can tell you that now.
What was he
He
saying?
said, of the two of you, is one of you more stupid than the stupid one?
I think Hugh knows the answer to that. Ron's in Helensburgh.
Hi, Ron.
Hi, how are you?
Very well. You may have seen all the memes about this too, of women saying to their partners, gee, now that Taylor Swift is involved with his star will really rise. And the men are going crazy because this guy's a big NFL player.
It's a big deal.
Who is
Is it Travis someone?
Well,
We do need a surname. It is Travis. I'll give you a clue. His surname is the first name of the man who played Frasier.
Kelsey?
Yeah, Travis Kelce.
There you go.
Brendan, you didn't even understand what I was doing with that.
Let's
Oh,
play
I
the
think
not,
we know who the less stupid of the most of us, the
let's play the
stupidest
not
are.
so secret sound.
Duh. Okay, Ron, what's this sound? Yes. Okay. Stop. It's awful. What's that?
I have no idea.
Ron.
It kind of needs a big in there, doesn't it?
Does it?
Does it?
Does it?
Oh, forget the snort. That's not part of it. What is that secret sound?
13W. It's not secret. The not so secret
Not
sound.
so secret sound.
Jam Nation.
The Magnificent 7. We're up to question 3. It's the not so secret sound.
Duh. Denise is in Mount Druitt. Good morning, Denise.
Hello.
Hello. Have a listen to this.
How are you?
Good, thanks, Denise.
What's that a sound of?
Sipping a coffee.
Yeah, or someone just sipping a drink.
Sipping a drink.
Sipping with their tongue, making noises.
Yeah.
That's it.
Amanda, why don't you add your little
All right,
noise?
let's do it again. kind of what it needs.
Does it?
Yep.
According to the BBC, how many bands was David Bowie in? Was it A, 5, B, 10, or C, 15?
10.
Yeah, it is
Wow.
10.
Denise, you answered that with a degree of authority. Do you know of the bands that David Bowie was in?
Yeah, I do.
You're kidding me.
I just guessed it.
Oh, you
All right.
guessed it.
Well, here's some of the bands. The Conrads, the Hooker Brothers, the
Yep.
King Bees, the Manish Boys, the Lower Third, the Buzz, the Right Squad,
What about the Hype?
Tin Machine and Dow Jones Index. Oh, instead of Dow Jones. Some of these performed under other names.
Yeah.
So he was in Tin Machine and the Dow Jones, and then they performed under another name.
Yeah.
Oh, could we be more meta?
You wouldn't have been much of a fan, would you?
Oh, yeah, Dow
It's
Jones.
not for you, is it?
It's not for me.
What's the floral emblem of New South Wales, Denise?
Oh,
You know this.
We've got our local rugby union teams named after them.
Yep. We've got a train named after it.
a train.
There's a
Oh,
train.
bloody hell. What?
What are they saying?
Oh, hang on. Oh, jeez. Waratah.
Yes, you got
she got it
go
right
on the
on the
buzzer.
buzzer.
The Waratah, that's right. Question 6. Typically, which city does Godzilla terrorise?
Oh, New York.
Well, no, typically,
Typically
no.
and originally.
Adrian is in Chiswick.
Hi, Adrian. So in one of the movies, yes,
Yep.
of course, he made it to New York.
Yeah,
He's
where it
travelling,
started.
got a passport. Those little arms, I don't know how he managed it. But typically and originally, Adrian, where does Godzilla terrorise? Which city?
Japan.
Japan.
Which city?
the
question is
we're
which
going to
city?
town on this.
Which city? I'll give you another crack at it, Adrian. Which city?
Well, how many cracks are we getting here?
Well, you said yes.
Hiroshima.
No.
Oh, this is a mess. We sound like the ABC. Michelle's in St Mary's.
I dream of sounding like the ABC.
Okay, we get a third of the pay.
Oh, listen to you.
Well, I'm just saying.
I do it for the purity of my
Do you?
heart.
Okay, off to the
Brendan.
ABC you go.
Hello,
then.
Michelle.
Good morning.
Which city, traditionally, does Godzilla terrorise?
Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Actually, I apologise. It's not a third of the pay. It's the eighth of the pay.
I don't do this for money. Maybe you do, Brendan.
I do it for love. I do it to see your smiling little face.
Maybe you
every
could love a
day.
bit better. Question 7. Who won the Clive Churchill Medal in the NRL Grand Final on the weekend?
That would be Nathan Cleary.
That would be Nathan
There
Cleary.
should be a day for Nathan Cleary. What
think-
a fine young man he
I
is.
think Sunday was his day.
He's just a legend.
Yeah, he is
I think
amazing.
He's just great. Congratulations, you've won the Jam Pack. It's all coming your way, Michelle. 3 weekend tickets to Book Fair Australia, Sydney's favourite book festival.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Happening 14th to 15th of October.
Sounds good.
A Fujifilm Instax gift pack. Instantly print memories from your phone. Have you
Sounds
seen
good
these
too.
things? It's the future. And Jonesy demanded carriage to choose for you to colour in a substandard pencil so you can colour with confidence. Michelle, anything you'd like to add to this?
Oh, thank you very much. That's a wonderful prize.
Good on
It is
you,
a
Michelle.
wonderful prize.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Testing. This is it, folks. Over the top.
I'm going to flick through the Jalmanac, our big book of musical facts. On this day in 2000, Powderfinger released their hit song My Happiness. Over 2000.
Wow.
Over 20 years ago on, the song has barely lost any momentum, and it remains a key part of the everyday soundtrack of many Australians' lives, and it's influenced many musicians along the way.
I love the film clip.
What was the film clip?
Little Slinky.
That's right. Recently, the ABC spoke to some of the young musicians or some artists about their memories of the song. Amy Shark has said, I was just starting high school and my parents loved Powderfinger. I remember it always playing at home. It takes me back to them singing in the living room. Claire Bowditch, I love her. She said, the first time I heard My Happiness was not until many years later. I was travelling home on a Qantas flight feeling very homesick, at which point I went, oh, what a beauty, what a beauty. And Thomas Busby from Busby Maru said, I remember driving around Rockhampton in my old beat-up Toyota Corolla, listening to the radio, heading to the beach. I was with a couple of mates from school. We were waiting for the album Odyssey No. 5 to drop.
Yeah.
Powderfinger were the biggest things in our lives. Hearing that song, I remember thinking there were good things to come. Ironically, Bernard Fanning has said that when he wrote that song, the band was extremely lonely on tour. Little did he know that it would inspire an entire new generation of musicians.
And bring back the Slinky.
Let's hear it.
Jam Nation.
Did you watch The Masked Singer last night?
No, tell me about
It's
it.
an
What
easy
happened?
watch on the TV. You're not the Masked Singer.
Me?
You're not?
You know the code. Whoever it is can never say.
Of course. It's just that we saw you leaving the building on Friday dressed as a giant thong. And I thought, well, something's going on here.
No.
Ryan and I, we're not the sharpest tools in the shed. Well, Ryan's not.
Hey,
And he said, do you think Amanda's the Masked? You had a vibe, didn't you?
leave me alone.
Well, you did have a vibe that she was the Masked Singer.
You'll only know when my giant thong head comes off.
Until such a time.
Is there a big thong in it?
Well, that's the thing. There's no thong in there.
Well, maybe we let this conversation end here
There's no thong in there.
and let me have my weekend in peace.
So far, we've had Summer Warren.
Summer Warren
Shane Warren.
makes me feel
Shane
fine.
Warren's doing it.
She was
He
the
sounds very well.
off avocado.
The brown avocado. Brian Austin Green.
That's right.
Bag.
What was he? He was on Big Night.
Yeah, he was
I've had a big night.
And there was another one revealed last night. And it is difficult with the Masked Singer because the people that you're going to get singing there.
I mean, they're saying, the clues are things like, I was born in Yugoslavia. Are you Hugh Jackman?
Yes. And it's hard when you've got an international guest judge like FIFO Spice, for example, Scary Spice.
Yeah.
She doesn't know many people in this country.
So they gave her a dossier.
And I think she gets flipped around all around the world. So
Yes.
she'll be in
She'll
Ukraine.
be in Portugal. And she'll be in Portugal. I don't know. Are you Hugh Jackman?
Well, no, so she always has to default to people she
Yeah.
knows.
I think it might be Baby Spice.
And that can, become tiring. And I've been accused of, having a bit of fun at Scary Spice's expense with her reveals.
Mel B.
I'm bringing out my new and improved dossier to see what oddies I know. Wait, can I tell you something? You actually helped me, because that voice is telling me, I think it could be Baby Spice.
She says it every week.
Well, last night,
Mel, vocally, that is a very difficult song to sing.
That was, and you were disguising your voice, because every now and again I heard a bit of an accent. It was definitely an English accent. Yeah. I swear I hear Emma Bunton Baby Spice.
Was that real last night?
She's tricked you before.
So she said that last night.
Tricked me. I thought she was on it last
all
year,
right.
but I really do believe it's her. It's you, Baby Spice.
It's you, baby.
Was it?
No, Shayna Blaze.
Oh. Was Hugh Jackman? No one saw it coming.
That's the big blue bottle.
Was she a blue bottle?
She was a blue bottle. Don't tread on her.
Funny old
She'll pop.
show.
Jonesy and Amanda's Jam Nation.
Podcast.
What did you think of the Tina Turner tribute at the NRL Grand Final?
I thought it was great.
Ruva Nguyen, who we've interviewed and is fantastic. She's Tina in the Tina Turner musical at the moment.
I thought it made perfect sense to have that as the pre-show entertainment. I thought it was great. And just in terms of, so she was a pre-show entertainment for the NRL. The AFL had Kiss. I saw that Foxtel has a thing, how did you rate Kiss at the grand final? And then Fox League, how did you rate the NRL pre-game show? All that does is encourages people to be negative, and then those tweets from Mrs. Bumnuts get put into mainstream media, and it makes it look like a whole lot of people weren't happy. I think that's the wrong spirit for all of this. I thought they were just great.
Well, this was Ruva.
And the crowd did sing. They
It was great.
loved it.
I was worried about with her with that wig near the pyrotechnics.
Look, never upset Tina.
I did feel for Mark Gable, though, at half-time. They got Mark Gable from the Choir Boys to do a run to Paradise, and they cut him off halfway and then went to some sort of ad. Which was
Run to the ads.
Run to the ads. I went, oh, poor old Mark Gable. That's his big opportunity right there, and he sounded really good. Kiss killed.
So good.
So
I'm going to see them on Saturday. I'm so looking forward to that show.
I had this flashback watching Kiss playing at the grand final in Melbourne there. I remember 1979 thereabouts. My cousin lived in Melbourne and we're off to see a Collingwood and Carlton game at the MCG. and we're just walking along, and Kiss was so huge, and he was a bit older than me, so he was right into Kiss, and because he was right into Kiss, I was right into Kiss, and we were just going along to him, when Kiss come to Australia, it's going to be the biggest thing in the world. And I was just watching, I just did this, it was like, those memories in amber. I thought, who would have thought in 2023 Kiss will be playing at this very stadium that we're walking into?
Amazing.
Who would have thunk it?
I thought they were great with all the little kids running around. I did see that they interviewed Gene Simmons before the game, and he did his usual thing of saying, we love coming to Australia. I've probably got a couple of kids here. And you think, if they first toured in 1980, those children would be 44.
They can't even go on a Kentucky tour.
Yeah, that's right. So let that trope go, Gene. You're making yourself sound like an idiot.
I think that.
But they were brilliant.
They were fantastic.
And all those little kids?
The only thing, those little kids.
Being sun safe, all the zinc on their faces.
Because they were the professional dancing kids, the kids that have gone to all the dance academies. They were right into it. And then there were some fill-in kids who would have been kids like me. They would have said, there would have been a call out, who wants to put makeup on their face and run around like a nut at the MCG?
Brendan, you're 55.
Man,
Stop.
That would have been the greatest thing in the world. They missed out on Paul Stanley smashing up his guitar.
He gave them plenty of notice. He was kind of winding his arm around. Here it comes, here it comes. Straight to the ads.
But the AFL Grand Final, that was great. Heartbreaking if you're a Queenslander.
Oh, yeah, and then that game, it looked like, let's talk about the NRL Grand Final.
Sure.
It looked like it was all over. And then, what a miraculous thing. I've been reading about Nathan Cleary, and they're saying it wasn't a miracle. It's his hard work. They said he's like a blacksmith. He puts it together and then hones it and practices it. It's such a skill set.
And when you talk about football brain, he certainly has a football brain.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I'm watching a league game and I go, well, why is that?
They're seeing a different matrix in their head. They're seeing the field in a different way.
My mate Omo goes, well, clearly he's the wind is off the side of the, and you go, what? Sometimes I don't understand the rules. Nathan Cleary understands the rules and he's got that football brain. And then when I watched the replay of the game again yesterday on Fox,
to see if the Sharks might win.
If they win. I thought, oh, yeah, I get it. That bit where, when I was cleaning the barbecue, when it looked like it was all over for Penrith, that was the bit where Nathan Cleary steeled himself.
He did.
But that 40-20 kick that he did, and he caught Reece Walsh off guard, there was a part there where the Broncos players, you could see them thinking, oh, we got this in the bag. And Reece Walsh was starting to look up into the crowd and he was doing a little bit of showboating. And that's where Nathan Cleary just came in and steeled himself. And that's where his experience in the grand final really came to the fore.
I was discussing this with my children over the weekend. Would you rather, as a player, lose by 2 points or by 30? And they both said 30, which I thought was interesting. As a viewer, you want it to be a tight game and exciting. But as a player, when you're only losing by a few points, every breath that you took would be analysed and you'd be so hard on yourself. If you lose by 30, you think, well, what could we have done? But still, I would rather lose by 2 to think that we came so close that we gave it our best.
No, you'd rather lose by heaps.
That's what they said.
Yeah, I'd rather be working out my Mad Monday at half time.
Phoning your travel agent.
Right. Tahiti looks nice.
Booking an Uber to get out of there at half time.
What's your country's stance on nudie runs and shoeies? Would you be okay with that? But really, that was just great football.
Yeah,
and Nathan
great
Cleary,
entertainment.
I like the stance that he's come out and supported the Yes campaign.
That's very powerful.
Everyone knows where we
powerful.
are on this, and I don't want to be one of those people that bangs on about it.
I do.
But I do. I want to bang on about it, but I don't want it to become. It's become so obtuse. It's become so obfuscated by the media. The media has cocked this up so much.
So let's hope that clear lesson,
and
that clear line by Nathan Cleary saying, let's say yes.
And what he said, it just makes sense.
Jam Nation.
Moving into the grab right now.
Who wants some free money?
Instant.
Going fast.
Moolah.
I like the sound of that.
Jonesy and Amanda's
Instagram.
Tuesday's a good day for this. 10 questions, 60 seconds on the clock. You could pass if you don't know an answer. We'll come back to that question if time permits. If you get all the questions right, $1,000.
And you can go away with $1,000. How great's that? Or we ask you one bonus question if you want to, and you can play double or nothing.
Yeah. Tim's in Reesby.
Hi, Tim.
Hey, Josie, Amanda, how are you going?
We're going okay.
Let's see if we can get you some money today. 60 seconds, 10 questions. As we always say, please, if you're not sure, say pass because we usually have time to come back, okay?
that's fine.
Tim, good luck. Let's begin because here's question number 1. Who beat the Brisbane Lions on Saturday at the AFL Grand Final?
Collingwood.
Question 2. Karratha and Port Hedland are towns in which Australian state?
WA.
Question 3. In which decade was John Lennon born?
50s.
Oh, no, that's an easy mistake. It was the 40s.
The 40s.
Oh, okay.
Boo.
Oh, plops.
I was hoping you'd be throwing money around the Reesview Workers Club.
Oh, Tim. $100 to be getting on with. You can throw that around. It won't go quite as far.
Reesview Workers Club.
Oh, thank you.
Like very affordable meals there.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
Australian parents are among the most risk-averse in the world. Deakin University researchers have found Australian parents are the most risk-averse in the world, surpassing New Zealand, Canada and the UK, with their own fears of injury affecting the activities they let their kids partake in. So the helicopter parent has really taken off.
Ironically, we wouldn't let our children go up in a helicopter then. If helicopter parents who don't let kids go near a helicopter. You know what I blame for a lot of this? You know when Lee Sales came in here and we were talking about
You're blaming Lee Sales?
No, but how she's written a book about storytellers and some of the big people in the media and how they tell their stories and how they cope with telling hard stories as newsreaders. And she said, was it Tracy Grimshaw had said to her, you have to remember that it's news because it's unusual.
Yeah.
So statistically, we see this all the time. And on our socials, we see these unfiltered moments and think that they happen all the time. Every time a child is injured, we see it. Every time a kid gets run over in a driveway, that's on our news. Every time a parent gets out of the car to fill the car with petrol and the car gets carjacked, that's on the news. So we now have no sense that this stuff is unusual.
Yeah.
And it's really played with us. It's made us fearful.
It has. We're hypervigilant all the time. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
No, it's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing.
It gives us anxiety and it stops our children taking necessary risks which they need to develop so they can become human.
And this is what the people at Deakin University are saying. The kids are getting rickets because they're not moving around enough.
Really? Did they actually say that? Or
They
you
didn't say
paraphrase?
rickets. I just like saying rickets. I like saying scurvy and I like saying rickets. But you know what I mean?
You're a big Captain Cook fan.
From inactivity, that's what's happening with the kids these days.
And fear. We're instilling, no wonder every child these days seems to have anxiety because we don't let life just happen anymore.
And I don't know, like Generation X, I look at my generation. We of the era of the firecracker night, of blowing fingers off and riding around in the back of utes and stuff
because of
like
my
that.
friend, we don't have firecracker night
George,
anymore. My
get
friend,
it out there.
That's right. A friend of mine was having a party when he was just probably a teenager in his house, a young teenager.
He melted his feet off.
Yeah. Well, okay, why don't you tell the story?
No, we know the story.
How's it go?
He melted his feet off.
Well, a little kid came running in and threw a lit sparkler into a box of firecrackers inside the house. George picked up the box and carried it outside. Next thing, he wakes up in hospital. And then he was so disappointed that was the end of firecracker night. He's watching the news a year later. And it said it was in this house here that there was an accident last year that's ended firecracker night. And there was a journalist outside his house. He was more depressed than most people that there was no longer firecracker night.
And it's probably a good thing that firecracker night's not around anymore because you look at the stories in America. You know, what's more dangerous, their guns or their firecrackers? I can't tell. The line is blurred. I do always have a moment whenever you hear about helicopter parents. There's a great moment of suburbia. Dad's burning off a pile of leaves in the gutter. Remember the old days?
Oh,
You'd
yeah.
burn off a pile
You'd
of
have
leaves.
a home incinerator.
And my next door neighbour, Big Lou, he used to have an old HQ Holden 1-tonner ute. You know what there's a ute with the sides. The 1-tonner just had the flat bit at the back. And he was taking a load of timber and probably asbestos off to the tip. And we said, hey, Lou, can we come? Yeah, sure, boys. We all piled onto the back of the ute, more or less to hold the stuff down. And my sister...
So there's no sides on this ute?
No sides on this ute. My sister's 5 years of age. I'm 10 years on my sister, so I'm 15. And as we're driving down the road, my dad looks up and goes, mate, make sure your sister doesn't fall off the ute, mate. And then we drive off to the tip, which was a good 15 k's away.
You'd bring your baby home from the hospital and they'd be in a bassinet on the parcel shelf at the back. Like a loaf of bread.
And I'm not saying the good old days we all survived it, we made it, because clearly driving
Some
around,
didn't.
Some didn't.
No,
Probably
many rules
kids
are good.
that fell off back of utes.
Having said that, we have gone so far the other way. Let's celebrate the old days.
The tribal drum will beat for this. My non-helicopter parents.
Yeah.
Get to the chopper!
Arnie, the ultimate helicopter parent.
My non-helicopter parents.
Yeah.
They're not always going to be good stories, but what was it?
Jam Nation.
Apparently, Australian parents, a new study has said, are so worried about their children's safety, we have become the most risk-averse in the world.
Mm-hmm.
The impact this is having is that they're saying that kids are less physically active, they play less adventurously, therefore they're 3 times as physically active and are less likely to meet Australian physical activity guidelines because of parenting.
Does it say anything about rickets or scurvy there?
No, I haven't got Captain Cook's mother.
Yeah.
Anne Cook. I haven't got her information here.
Give them some oranges and send them to sea for 6 months. The tribal drama's beating, though, my non-helicopter parents.
Get to the chopper!
Hello, Sam.
Hey, Amanda, how are you?
Very well. Tell us about your parents.
So back in the 80s, when I was only about 10, Dad was a motor mechanic, and we'd often hang around the shed and say, Dad, we're a bit bored, we need something to do. And he goes, I've got a job for you. He'd sit us on the floor with a bucket full of leaded petrol and a paintbrush and told us to brush clean engine parts.
With a bucket of petrol.
Bucket of petrol.
Wow.
Play with a bucket of petrol.
Go play with a bucket of petrol.
Watch this carburetor.
Those were the days.
Oh, Sam.
Wow. Love it. Thank you.
Jasmine has joined us.
Hi, Jasmine. Tell us about your parenting, your parents.
Well, I would never allow my grandchildren to do this, but when I was about 10, my father used to drive a tractor, and we used to think it was a great fun to sit on the wheel, the wheel cover, hang on the side, he'd drive us to work.
The wheel cover near the big wheel.
So dangerous.
I used today, but it was fun.
Yeah, it's great fun.
Well, it was always dangerous, but of course it was fun.
How did we even survive?
Remember
How
our
did we get
friend
to this
Ben,
point?
whose grandmother encouraged him or let him smoke all the butts of the cigarettes.
She'd give him a hand drag.
Yeah.
She'd say, no, that's a thing. You go here, have a hand drag. Yeah.
He'd finish off the cigarettes.
Yeah, that's what they used to do.
He was 4.
Yeah, mate. You're in flavour country now.
We go and play with a bucket of petrol.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Standing by for instructions. Go to your area. Turn it on.
Australian parents among the most risk-averse in the world. This is a new Deakin University study. It's found that we are the most risk-averse, surpassing New Zealand, Canada and the UK.
And the implications of this, they say our children are 3 times less physically active and less likely to meet the Australian physical activity guidelines because we're so fearful for their safety.
We're going to get the scurvy. And I grew up in an era of riding around in the back of a ute. One of the great pleasures in life. The AFL Grand Final, you got to see everyone riding around the field on the ute.
Slow down!
But how good's this?
Oh,
Those
the
kids
little
sitting in the
kids,
back,
it's
they're loving it. Going, well, this is great.
But didn't you rode on one that didn't even have those side panels on it and you were told, hold on to your sister?
The old one-tonner, yeah, there are no sides to it. Steve's joined us.
Hello, Steve.
Hi, guys. Good morning.
Good morning. We're
Love you
discussing
guys.
my
We love you, Steve.
Hello. Tell us about your non-helicopter parent.
My father, instead of flying us up to Townsville, he would drive us in the E.H. Holden. Now, this E.H. Holden was so old, it had holes in the floor where my sister and I would drop our lolly wrappers down there and watch the road as it ran past. But the problem was that the exhaust had a leak, and it came into the car and gassed both my sister and I, to the point where my sister was talking in tongues, ended up having to go to the hospital. And I think I learned Latin or something. I was talking, and both of us, I think he was trying to get rid of us.
Wow. That's extraordinary.
And cars don't rust anymore. The new cars, they don't rust. They triple dip them and do all that sort of stuff.
Gas your kids.
You can't gas your kids anymore.
That's brilliant.
The Flintstone special.
Brilliant. Unbelievable. Thank you, Steve.
Linda's joined us as well.
Hello, Linda.
Hi, Jonesy. Hi, Amanda. Cracker of a day.
Beautiful day. Tell us about your non-helicopter parent.
My mum was a single mum and she had 2 girls 14 months apart, so we were young. And I guess it was in the time when we were still having afternoon naps, so we probably would have been 2 or 3 or 4, somewhere around there. She used to give us Finnegan, put us down for our afternoon naps. Then she used to walk up to the shops. We lived at Ryde, not far from you, Amanda.
Right.
And then she used to go do her shopping, and then she used to catch the bus home and, come home and we were still in our cots.
Just to sleep.
Wow, you would never do that.
You would not do that.
You would never do it.
I was at the shop the other day and watched this poor dad filled up the car full of petrol, gets out of the car and he looks around. He saw me because I'm filling up my bike next to him, and then he got all these kids out of the car and took them to the thing.
Yeah, because
and I wanted
we're
to
made
say to
to
him, I
feel
said, mate, I'll tell you what,
guilty.
I'll stand here and make sure your kids don't get, molested or something like that. But this is the world we live in.
Would you trust someone saying, "I'll make sure your kids don't get molested"?
Well, guy on a motorbike.
But that's what
I just felt for him because it was a giant pain in the bum for him to get them all out of the car.
The minute you think, should I, you think, I'm going to have to, because how would this look?
Exactly.
If ... We've forgotten that these terrible things are rare. Oh, that's so hard, isn't it?
Thank you for all your calls.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation podcast.
Let's get on down to the Jonesy and Amanda Arms for the pub test. Today, losing by a little or losing by a lot, which one passes the pub test?
This was a discussion in my household over the weekend. First of all, AFL, which can, giant variations in score. Poor old Brisbane lost by 4 points. And then, of course, the NRL Grand Final, Broncos lost by 2. And we were discussing, would you rather lose by 30 or by 2 points? And both my sons said they'd rather lose by 30, because losing by 2, you just berate yourself for every breath that you took.
It's always in your mind. What could have I done? When I was watching that game, the NRL game, and it's 24-8, at that stage I'm cleaning the barbecue. I'm thinking, okay, this... And part of me was happy for... the Broncos. Part of me was thinking, okay, well, they haven't won one for a while.
And they're wooden spooners too. It's a great redemption story.
I was always thinking the Penrith were going to win it, but, to have that feeling, you're booking your Mad Monday trip at half-time, that would be a lot better.
As a player... as a viewer, I loved that it was close, that both games were close.
Yeah, that's great.
As a player, I don't know how you'd feel.
When there's no skin in the game.
But as a player, would you rather, as you say, at halftime be booking your phoning your travel agent and getting an Uber out of there?
Because there's nothing you can do. You know that you haven't come prepared, and it wasn't the football.
It was never going to be your day.
On your side,
losing it when you thought it was going to be your day was that harder?
Yeah.
Well, we're asking you in the pub test, losing by a little or losing by a lot, which one passes the pub test?
Jam Nation. I demand entertainment. Are you not entertained?
Put on your dancing shoes.
Now give me your best shot.
Deputy editor at the Daily Oz, Emma Gillespie, who has managed to dress like her water bottle today.
It's true. Pink and green should never be seen, they said.
Can I just do that, just for our...
Yeah, this is magic on radio,
uncanny.
Jonesy.
I know we've got studio cameras here at Miss Smarty Pants.
Bottom of the bottle. And you've got a green lid and a pink bottom of the bottle.
Yeah.
Did you plan that?
No, I didn't plan it, but it does happen more often than I'd like to admit. I tend to dress in bright colours.
It's a lot of water.
1 litre to be precise.
Wow.
Maybe 2.
Maybe you should be bringing a commode in to sit in.
Would that match?
Maybe a matching commode.
So many questions.
So talk us through the writer's strike. I know that we have moved through the impasse, but just maybe a sentence or two about what the actual strike was.
Yep, absolutely. So in case you missed it, back in May, 11,000 writers in Hollywood who are members of the Writers Guild of America, that's their union, went on strike after negotiations broke down with the producers, the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. So the big production companies, think Netflix, Paramount, HBO, Apple, Amazon, Disney, all those players. So they could not come to the table and find a happy new agreement. And the writers said, well, stuff this, we're going on strike. First time in 15 years that they took that action. And it's nearly been 6 months, 148 days. And hoorah, they have reached an agreement.
Is this the same as the actors?
So the actors are striking for similar reasons, but the actors have not yet reached an agreement with the production companies. Right. So that's SAG-AFTRA. It is hoped that, this is going to kind of pave the way. The writers went first on strike. The actors followed 8 weeks later. Hopefully, the agreement will follow a similar suit.
And I think a lot of this is about the way we watch films and the way we watch television has completely changed through all the streaming services, and none of the contracts reflect any of that anymore.
Exactly. So what they were striking for in the first place was twofold. It was about pay and residuals. So, as we know, streaming has changed everything, has upended the way we consume television and film. But similarly, for people working in that industry, gone are the days of a Friends or a Seinfeld where you're getting those huge residuals checks in perpetuity as, networks continue to broadcast those programs.
Or a program might be made for a year and you get paid for that year. Now it might be made in 3 months. The show may run for years. You only get paid for 3 months.
Exactly. So what they've come to an agreement on is a minimum pay increase of about 5% per year over the next 3 years. So this agreement takes the writers to the end of 2026. There's also a viewership-based residuals agreement that they've come to, which will award bonuses to the writers of programs on streamers that reach a certain viewership number.
And that's fair enough. This is what Snoop Dogg, from the wisdom of Snoop Dogg, he said it's about the streams. Who, in the old days when he'd sell a record, you get a percentage of that record.
Yeah. Well, exactly. So this will be huge for those writers and hopefully those actors as well. And these companies have been really private about the numbers. We never know from Netflix and the like who watches, how many people watch. There's a confidentiality agreement here that the Writers Guild and the production companies will share those numbers confidentially. But, maybe someone will start leaking it.
Right, okay.
And what does this mean that they've moved through the impasse? What sort of shows are going to start to come back?
So the first shows that we're going to see back are the late shows. So the Jimmys, the Johns, the Stephens Colberts, those guys, they've already started to come back. We started first back with John Oliver tonight, and he had a huge opening monologue where he said how frustrated he'd been over the course of the last 148 days, but how happy he was that the writers got a fair deal. And it is worth flagging, writers are really saying that this is a great deal. They haven't agreed on it formally yet. That will be this week that they vote on that. But, it would be shocking if they didn't come to the table and say, yep, we're here for it, because they got what they wanted in terms of artificial intelligence. So that was the other big part of the negotiations breaking down in the first place, is that studios wanted all this say over AI. Writers said, we don't want to lose our jobs to artificial intelligence. So one of the huge, most closely watched aspects of these negotiations was that, and they came to an agreement that AI cannot be forced on writers. Writers can choose to use it, but there are standards to sort of protect their jobs, 10-week minimum employment for writers. So like you said, Amanda, they can't be shipped in for a couple of weeks to write a bunch of shows.
And then have I strip that and then replicate it.
Yeah. So
you don't want that.
Big
I noticed that Frasier's coming back.
Frasier's coming
back? Frasier Crane is coming back as a new Frasier.
It's the reboot that no one asked for, but I suspect Kelsey Grammer's run out of money. That's purely speculative.
All the paternity stuff he's got to do.
Yes.
I thought it was a plot line. Frasier's run out of money, but no, Kelsey Grammer's run out of money. So.
Well, I think they'd weave that in. But the actors, I've got to flag, the actors aren't back. They're still negotiating, but hopefully they'll be back on set soon. So, yeah, the shows that you love are not yet, back fully in action. But the late shows will probably get a lot of reality TV in the next 6 to 12 months.
Which is what happened. That reality TV started when the writers went on strike 15 years ago. Imagine all those actors saying, how many weeks have I got? How many weeks have I got to lose all this weight that I've put on after the last 6 months?
Exactly.
I know. I was thinking for Jimmy Kimmel and Fallon, they've had a good break.
Haven't they just?
Well, the writers on this show, haven't they been slacking off?
They've been slack for 18 years.
I haven't seen them.
Emma, this is great. Take your ginormous water bottle and get out of here.
I'll go have a week.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
I want you to get up right now.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell. Hey, not gonna take this anymore.
Down to the Jonesy and Amanda Arms for the pub test today. Losing by a little or losing by a lot. Does it pass the pub test?
Well, both games were close. The AFL Grand Final, the Lions lost by 4 points. And, of course, the NRL Grand Final, Broncos lost by 2. As a spectator, it was so exciting. But in my house, our kids were discussing they'd rather lose by a lot as a player than lose by a little, because otherwise you would overanalyze everything.
But what about, Broncos Cowboys 2015 Grand Final?
I don't know. What
JT
happened?
converts. Poor old Ben Hunt dropped the ball.
Yeah.
If you did that and you're 40 points ahead of you.
That's why they said they'd rather lose by a lot. There's no small moments that would have turned it around. As a spectator, I loved that it was so
it's
close.
great.
What do you think? Losing by a little or losing by a lot? which passes the pub test?
Well, we went to the grand final with the grandkids and it was the best ever. So from a spectator and a team perspective, losing by a little is better. Who wants to get thrashed?
Yeah, I don't mind losing by a little. I'd hate to get all that way and get flogged in the grand final. So losing by a little, that's my preference.
Look, I must admit, being a Parramatta supporter, we are used to being thrashed in grand finals, and I think it's easier because you know from the get-go you've lost, and to have the hope and lose in the last 20 minutes, I couldn't do it, especially the Penrith.
Get thrashed by a lot so I can leave early and go to the pub.
Yeah.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
Podcast.
I have a phrase, it's called surprise, and this is not one of them. Surprise is a disappointing surprise.
This is a great surprise.
This is a big deal.
Do you want to do it or do I?
I think you should announce.
Okay, you ready? Let's have some good music, though, that
Get
goes
this.
with it.
Drum
Well,
roll.
all weekend we promised you a big announcement. Here it is. For the first time ever, Jonesy, we're going to be hitting the stage in our very first live show.
Yeah.
It's the Don Lane Band.
It's the top of the Don Lane Band.
This is going. I'm so excited about this. We've spoken about this for a long time, and we're actually going to make it happen. A live show, a live stage show. Thursday, the 23rd of November, Tyre Power presents an evening with Jonesy and Amanda, an iHeart live event. It's going to be a big event. It's going to be at the Sydney Coliseum Theatre in West HQ. As I said, Thursday, the 23rd of November.
That's my anniversary.
Your wedding anniversary. What a way to celebrate. All the best bits from our show that you know and hopefully love will be there. We'll be doing TikTok Tucker live on stage. We'll play the Magnificent Seven live with people from the audience. We will have lots of special guests. There'll be lots of music. It's going to be amazing.
Lots of music.
A big stage show. So stay tuned because we're going to announce more surprises along the way.
How's the dressing room situation going?
What does that mean?
Well, is your dressing room the same as mine?
I've measured it, so it's 1 parsec bigger.
Well, I don't.
I insisted
I'll be
on
pacing it out, John Law's v. Alan Jones style.
This is how we should promote
and
it.
if it is indeed 1 parsec bigger, then this show ain't going ahead.
This should be how we sell it. A partnership where one is stupider than the stupid one. That's us. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. through Ticketek.
Of course.
This is a big deal, Brendan.
It's a
Get on
huge
board
deal.
with me.
Will Jen Y. Rowe be there?
Of course he will. Jen Y. Rowe will be there.
Am I getting paid?
No. There's even VIP packages where you get premium seating, you hang out with us before the show, and you can win the first tickets in town Friday morning with us with Everyone's a Winner.
Who wouldn't want to come along to this?
An evening. Well, you can just read it with me here. Why are you being so weird? This
I'm
is
not
a
being
big
weird. I'm
deal.
excited.
It's going to be so amazing. We've spoken about this. We're going to be on stage doing our show live.
I've been on stage many, many times. Perhaps I should revisit my Real Full Monty experience.
Oh, God. We'll have spoons so everyone can take their eyes out. An evening with Jonesy and Amanda, an iHeart Live event presented by Tyre Power. Get the power of Australia's biggest independent tyre network and join us for this amazing night.
Jam Nation.
Jonesy and Amanda in the morning. 101.7 WSFM.
Well, I'm still beside myself. An evening with J&A has just been announced.
Let's get that music happening again. So we're going
Apologies
to
to John
recreate our show
Yes.
on the stage. So we'll do our show with all the fruits of the pie, as you say.
Should I bring my skull? So I can do
I've got a name.
so I can
Well, no, we're not going to do Shakespeare. We're going to do our show.
Okay.
So
it starts with the Magnificent Seven
I
live.
guess it will.
Well, I'm just doing a mud map.
yeah, all the things on our show.
Yeah.
And I'll have to get Ryan to change the air conditioner every 10 minutes, and I'll have to
Will
drink
be
1,000 cups
will
of
that-
tea, and I'll have to go to the toilet
Will
a
that
lot.
be part of the show?
Yeah, it's all going to be part of it, Brendan.
Jen Y. Rowe changing the air
Yeah,
conditioning.
and you going to the toilet and then sanitising your hands. It makes no sense to me because you wash them then sanitise. All the stuff we feud about every morning will
Will
be
we have
happening.
a set?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, great.
It's going to be great. You'll all be acting inside a giant diorama.
Will there be a stage door Johnny?
I hope so. Oh, I'm so excited.
What actually is a stage door Johnny?
Someone who turns up hopefully with flowers at the stage door.
Right.
I think that's what it is.
Is that what it
Yes.
is? Okay, well, look
Unless the
into it.
police have told you otherwise and tasered you.
I'm so excited
So
about
tickets
this.
go on sale Friday morning at 10 a.m. through Ticketek. It's going to be so much fun.
It will be so much fun.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation. Podcast.
When Old People's Home for 4-year-olds aired on the ABC, so many tears. We were all moved by the positive impact those adorable toddlers had on the seniors. Then in a global first, they decided to try the same concept but with teenagers. Season 1 of Old People's Home for Teenagers was such a success, they've decided to bring it back with a new season that starts tonight. Here to explain more is dedicated youth worker, teacher, facilitator of the program, Will De Lima. Hello.
Hey guys, how are you?
Great. Usually they would say old people and teens should never mix.
Yeah, I know, right?
So,
Turning the tide here.
So there are, tell us about some of these benefits. What's the dynamic when these two groups get together?
I think it's a really interesting dynamic in that I think that it's really tapping into a lot of the issues and challenges that both these cohorts face in society. I mean, things around social isolation, loneliness, a lack of connection. I mean, these are things that I've seen in my own work. So I think part of this experiment is really trying to tap into that and to explore how these interactions and these connections, how they can have a positive impact on the mental health and the well-being of both the teens and the older adults that are involved in the show.
Because I was interested to read that loneliness affects 1 in 3 seniors, but for teens it's 1 in 2. So there's a lot of commonality actually here.
There is, yeah, there's a lot. I mean, my role in terms of my professional work, it's mostly working with young people. I've had some experience working with older adults in mentoring programs, but I mean, speaking for young people in terms of what I've seen, especially over the past 10 years, there's a lot of issues around loneliness and social isolation, and especially coming out of COVID. You know, I think it's multifaceted. There's not one reason that really leads to that. But I do feel like the show is tapping into a part of that, which is about human connections and meaningful interactions.
How did you go about casting the teens?
Yeah, good question. So I know from the first series that in terms of the teens, they focused on schools that were in North Sydney. And this time around, they focused on teens that went to schools out in Western Sydney, so around the Parramatta area. So as far as I know, the production crew, they went out to high schools, they were out west, they interviewed a whole bunch of teens, and they kind of went from there. In terms of the seniors, they focused on a retirement village. It was also based out west, so near North Rhine, I believe. The name escapes me. And, I mean, again, they interviewed a lot of seniors, and they picked out 10 from each.
Ageism is a big issue for seniors, for whether you're in an old person's home or not. How young people perceive you can be really upsetting. Was this able to shift the perception of old people for a lot of these teens?
I mean, definitely. From my experience of knowing the teens and just seeing their experiences on the show, I know that for a lot of them, they didn't have that connection with an older adult. And that's part of the reason why they were selected. There was a lot of stereotypes and a lot of, I guess, self-judgment that was brought to the show before it aired for both parties. So I think for both parties, not only the teens, but also the seniors, it was challenging a lot of the stereotypes and the preconceived notions that they had about the different generations. And I think that's really the beauty of the show, is that it's tapping into that and really challenging these mindsets that people develop around different generations.
And really, every generation blames the one before. I know I'm paraphrasing Mike and the Mechanics here. But really, look to the teachings of Mike and the Mechanics. Surely in this will. Surely. Well, it sounds great. Old People's Home for Teenagers Season 2 premieres tonight, 8:30 on ABC TV and ABC iView. Will, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Jonesy and Amanda's Jam Nation
Podcast.
All right, people, listen up.
Is everybody in? Good to go. Let the fun begin.
Mars Singer last night on the telly.
One of the big things about that show is you just think the incredible secrecy.
Well, next to Are You the Giant Thong?
As I said, the secrecy. No one can say.
Well, we were looking at it the other day. you left the building dressed as a giant thong.
You watched the show last night. Is there a thong in it?
No, that's why I thought it was odd.
There's a thong in my heart.
You were up there. That was Idaho.
But they go to great pains to make sure that no one knows who the celeb is. Week after
that
week,
gives the game
gives
away.
it all away.
Yeah.
But
But
listen to this theory. This is just a theory, but this TikToker has proposed how they really do it.
Okay.
But this is the other thing, is that they film all of the reveals, all of them, every single one of them, every single Masked Singer, they film all of them at the start of the show, before it's even gone to air. They film every single one of them, every single reveal. Okay? They have them in the bank. Then the celebs, they go off, they go in a sound booth, they record their songs. The songs are then just played each week, and there's somebody inside the suit dancing around on stage. It's not the celeb inside the suit. It's not. And then, depending on who they want to reveal that week, they just play the tape. They just play the tape of the reveal.
Because this is just a theory, but he was saying that way celebs don't have to hang around for weeks at a time. And how do you keep a secret for that long that you're seen in Sydney every week? You hear the whole time going in and out of production, even though they do it probably day after day. It is pre-recorded. But this way they're saying that you recorded your song in a booth. Because remember, how can you sing with that giant head on?
Yeah.
And
This
also,
makes
it's so
sense.
hard. It's a theory, but gee, it makes sense.
And Scary Spice, she's recorded all her reveals.
I think it might be Baby Spice.
Oh, and
Baby Spice.
And
Baby Spice.
And the only thing that doesn't make sense is why you're dressed as a giant thong each day if you're not on the Masked Singer.
Well, that's another TikTok theory all of its own.
Jam Nation.
It was a great weekend. Started off on Friday. We were filming for Live to Ride magazine for our social media selection of there because, you know, I'm the chief bike reviewer now of Live
Do you
to Ride
dress
magazine.
as a chief, a police chief?
Yeah. Well, we were doing the Harley Davidson. That was an Indian joke. The Indian motorcycle, you see.
I didn't understand.
You didn't understand.
No. And how'd your filming go?
Well, it was good. We were filming under the Harbour Bridge there. And
Did you pay your permits?
Of course we did.
Of course we did. We all had it all in writing.
Which is fraught because, you know, you can't do anything in the city anymore. You can't build a sandcastle without someone going, mate, you got to have a permit, you got to have high vis.
This is the foyer of a hotel.
So anyway, Pugsley from Live to Ride and I and the whole camera crew, we're just set up there and we've just got to get in there, do our bit and then bugger off before anyone notices. So we're all ready to go and there's a guy next to us. He's from out of town. He's from Paris. I know this because we're about to film and this guy on one of those crazy push bikes, you know those push bikes that have got a big delivery parcel thing at the front? He shows up just as we're about to roll and starts chatting to this guy. Where are you from? And I'm thinking, okay, mate. He goes on for some 7 minutes. I started recording this guy at about the 3-minute mark. Okay. He's going quiet now. No, he's not wrapping it up. Okay, he's going. He rides one of those crazy push bikes as well.
It's the life story, mate.
And wrap it up.
I gotta say something.
Hey, I don't think he can say anything. It's like he's...
Oh, the helmet's off, mate.
Is he taking the helmet off?
Yeah.
Oh, no. He was one of those guys, just when you thought the conversation would wrap up, he'd come back for another bite at the cherry. And we're just standing there. In the meantime, there's a ranger over here. And we're trying to look like we're not filming anything, even though we've got a tripod and a camera. And this guy just kept coming back.
You know what I think, though? The arrogance of television and being outraged at people having a conversation behind you.
Yep, and you can't tell people in society to bugger off and do that somewhere
because
else.
TV is God. It used to be. No one does that anymore.
True.
I had a cameraman, a German guy, Hans. He was fantastic.
His name was Hans?
Hans, but when we were filming in China at a silkworm factory and filming with these people, these local women who were working in the factory, they couldn't care less that we were there. And he asked one of them through an interpreter, it was excruciating, to pick up a piece of silkworm cocoon. Hold it just near her head, but not to look at the camera, and then put it down again. And then he changed camera angles and needed her to hold it in exactly the same position. And when he didn't, he said, how does she think we're going to edit this?
How are we going to edit
I thought,
this?
she doesn't care less.
Can I just say this? You are the queen of the piece to camera.
Well, this is what was hard at Beyond 2000. You said that the Ranger was coming, the timing was fraught. I used to have to deliver pieces to camera that were filled with dense scientific information. I'd write them, then I'd memorise them, and then the cameraman would say, okay, it's about to start to rain, but we're going to have I can see there's a slither of sunset happening in the background, and the train's about to come past in 5 minutes. You have to film it now or we're out.
And the ranger's coming with his permit book.
It's all of that. It's like Bill and Ben, Flower Pot Men. The farmer's coming back. Quick, everybody. It was so stressful, and yet you had to go bang and just you had to do like 5 of them a day. Just get the pieces to camera out.
But this is you just walking through a hospital or, doing some stuff.
And this is me memorising stuff. Have a listen.
It's not as simple as taking a plant along to your local hospital. A standard MRI machine, while perfect for medical scanning, is too coarse to tell us much about a plant. Its resolution of about 1 millimetre would give us a picture of a stem, and that's all. To see the tiny vascular tubes inside a plant, we need 100 times more detail. Surprisingly, that doesn't mean building a bigger MRI machine. By miniaturising the receiver, we can see down to 10 microns, 1/100th of a millimetre.
Wow.
I had to memorise all that before the farmer came back and I got caught out of my pot plant.
Imagine if old mate and his crazy bike came along.
I get a bit of PTSD just listening to that.
Jonesy and Amanda. Damn Nation.
Podcast.
Everybody shout. Come on now, sing out. It's time for the Ghoulies get together.
$20,000 cash for our favourite ghoulie of the year. It could be you.
Nice bit of bunts.
What have we got?
Hi, Jamesy and Amanda. What gets my ghoulies is menopause. Like, it's bad enough you get the hot flushes, the weight gain, but seriously, the spiky black hairs that grow out of your chin.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. That's what gets my ghoulies.
I'll be poking you in the eye eventually, Brendan,
What
from
about
here.
the irrational mood swings?
What? Who said? What else have we got?
Hi, James and Amanda. What really gets my ghoulies, people don't flush and leave their floaters in the toilet. Come on, people, flush. You know how to flush? It's a thing on top of the toilet. Flush it. That's my ghoulie.
It's true.
Of course it's true. Of course
sometimes
it's
there
true.
could be a situation.
Well, who's going to disagree with that? Let's have a ticker tape parade for people who never flush the toilet.
No, but sometimes...
What a waste of paper.
Sometimes
what, Brenda?
Sometimes it comes back to
it
haunt
doesn't
you.
come
It
back.
does sometimes.
Don't you wait to see that it's gone on its way?
I always check. But if you're in a situation, right, and it doesn't flush, what you do, don't panic. Go and get, if you can get a bucket and some water, get the bucket and water and tip that into the toilet pan, and that will double
Push
the
it down.
flush.
Having said that, Brendan, if you're in a situation, it's never going to happen at home. Where are you going to get a bucket and water if you're somewhere else? If you're at Buckingham Palace,
You know the toilet brush holder?
Yeah.
It sits next to it.
He's speaking from experience.
Get that, pull the toilet brush out, go and fill it up in the sink. If it's
that wouldn't have enough water.
There's enough. Sometimes you just need enough first.
Have you done this?
Yeah, of course. Enough to get you over the line. You know what I mean? If you're over at...
Okay, we know. We know what you mean.
You're over at Quentin Bryce's house for dinner. Out with the bad.
And we've got an old ice cream container. Finish the last of the ice cream, Quentin. I need that. It's Quentin time.
Record your ghoulie via the iHeartRadio app and you can win $20,000 cash. It's 6 to 9.
Our favourite caller, email or Facebook friend wins an Audio-Technica Sound Burger, a portable vinyl record player, Bluetooth portable turntables from our mates at Audio-Technica.
I want to steal one of these. An article has come out that Australian kids are the most risk-averse in the world.
Yeah. With Matt, I was thinking about all the times our parents were the complete opposite. So the tribal drum was beating for my non-helicopter parents.
Get to the chopper!
Here's Steve from Borkham Hills.
My father, instead of flying us up to Townsville, he would drive us in the EH Holden. Now, this EH Holden was so old, it had holes in the floor where my sister and I would drop our lolly wrappers down there and watch the road as it ran past. But the problem was that the exhaust had a leak. And it came into the car and gassed both my sister and I to the point where my sister was talking in tongues, ended up having to go to the hospital. And I think I learned Latin or something. I was talking, and both of us, I think he was trying to get rid of us.
Tell that to the
times.
Flintstones kids.
Yeah, they had to run along with their foots.
Actually, his car was just foot-powered, though.
Yeah, but still, you get all those odour eaters in your face.
Righto, you
Tin your
two.
powder.
That's enough.
Bill Weaver's up next with your chance to take one of WSFM's great escapes.
We'll be back for Jam Nation at 6 tonight.
See you then.
Good day to you.
Well, thank God that's over. Goodbye. Goodbye. Wipe the tear, baby, dear, from your eye.
Catch Jonesy and Amanda's podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Goodbye.
Jonesy and Amanda's Damn Nation podcast.
Catch up on what you've missed on the free iHeartRadio app.